All right, hey YouTubers, IQ here, and I am going to walk you through setting up Coinbase. Now, what is Coinbase? In addition to Coinbase being a wallet, though I don't want you to use Coinbase as your wallet based on what we're going to do in future endeavors, it's also a means of using your fiat currency, the US dollar, for example, to buy cryptocurrencies. Now, when we think of cryptocurrencies, the first thing that comes to mind is Bitcoin. And in this example, that's what we're going to use. Even though there are other big ones that are coming up, Bitcoin tends to be synonymous with cryptocurrencies. But understand that there are a number of cryptocurrencies. When it comes to anything that's not Bitcoin, for example, because it's so big and it's exploded recently, the smaller companies are considered alternative currencies or altcoins. We're not going to get into that. The main thing is we want to get into Coinbase based on a strategy that we're going to use with BitConnect, which I'm sure you've seen videos about already. Now, one thing that I learned the hard way, so that's why I'm doing this video, because I just realized that you're not supposed to use Coinbase and then buy alternative currencies through other ICOs. ICOs, also known as an initial coin offering, it's like the same exchanges. It's just like an initial public offering, but it doesn't have all the regulations that a company that wants to go public has to go through. So a strategy that people tend to do is they'll come in and they'll buy they'll have Bitcoin, for example, or they'll have a certain amount of money, and then they'll invest in these ICOs by a certain date. And by that certain date where it goes, quote unquote, public, figuratively speaking, the actual value of the cryptocurrency can go up or down, and you can make a significant profit. Well, with Coinbase, if you do that, and if they think the ICO that you're working with is not legit, they can possibly close your account down and lock up your money and that kind of thing. And there's been a lot of horror stories on YouTube that you can look at videos about that situation. So the strategy that I got using Team Us as an example, you can search for them on YouTube, is having Coinbase set up and then having a completely different wallet and then transferring your cryptocurrency or your Bitcoin or whatever you purchase to a wallet outside of Coinbase, and then using that wallet as the intermediary to venture into other ICOs. If you want to use that as a means of, getting a return on your dollar quicker. A lot of people with Coinbase, they just use Coinbase as a buy and hold. So you invest in Bitcoin, and you don't have to spend $19,000, $20,000 for one Bitcoin. You can always just buy whatever you have, like $100 worth, for example. And you just kind of hold it and you wait until it increases. There are some people that do that. And then there are others that actually try to get a return on their investment and trade it and things of that nature. But anyway, if you've come across this video, you already know what you want to do for the most part. So I don't want to spend too much time going into the history or anything else. I'm just going to show you how to get started so you don't make some of the mistakes that I made. So, of course, when you get to this page, it wants you to sign in. Or if you don't have an account, of course, you would sign up. And, of course, you would do that right there. So, okay, so I have clicked on sign up, which I circled earlier, and then you can actually select between being an individual or a business, and they go into that. But nonetheless, let's go ahead and go through being an individual. So this is pretty much self-explanatory. Of course, you're going to put your name, last name, email. Now, what I've learned is that you bear in mind that cryptocurrencies are very new and it's not regulated. So, and I think that's the reason why it has such an appeal, because, cryptocurrency can change the way we buy items and purchase items. And, because there's no centralization, there's no government entity that's charging a transaction fee every time you make a purchase, like when you use a credit card or things of that nature or whatnot. So it's a little bit different because it's not as regulated. But just like the internet, is not that many laws or anything that's regulating what happens. So you want to protect yourself as much as possible. So it was suggested to me that you don't choose an email address that you have access to. You want to make a specific email address that's solely for your cryptocurrency trading platform. So you'll have that. So nothing is accessing the emails that you might have for your Apple ID if you have an iPhone, or any kind of other emails that you're using for your own personal stuff. You want to kind of keep those things separate. So if you can create a new email address that's specifically for your trading and that kind of thing, that's your best way to do it. Of course, you're going to do your password, the state that you're in, not a robot, and then this part, and then you're going to create your account. Okay, so once you sign in, and another thing that I suggest you do is to do two-factor authentication. If you're not familiar with that, it's one of those things where when you sign in correctly with your name and your password, it's going to, if you have a phone number, for example, it's going to send like a 5, 6, 7, depending on whatever digit number to your phone as a text. Sometimes they call, it just depends. And then you'll put that verification code in to access the account. It's like a second layer of protection to keep from being hacked. I highly suggest it because again, this isn't really regulated by the law. So you want to employ as many ways as possible to stay secure so you're not hacked and that kind of thing. That's like really, really, really important. So now that I'm signed in, you see that we have the current Bitcoin price, how much has gone up since last month, and the percentage that it went up. So apparently a lot is going on. So now what we're going to do is you want to buy or sell Bitcoin. So that's where you're going to select this option here. All right, so now we're in the buy sell screen. And of course I scratched my stuff out because I'm paranoid like that. And here's the mistake I made. I was informed that you have to add a checking account if you want to increase this number that you can use each week to purchase Bitcoin or Ethereum or Litecoin. So me being super overzealous, I added my checking account first because I thought it was easier. And I instantly tried to buy Bitcoin. Now right here, and this is in Coinbase's defense, it was my fault because I was just rushing and I wasn't paying attention. It said 12/27 was when the funds were going to be available for me to actually purchase the Bitcoin. And you don't want to do that because you want to lock in the current price. You want to buy it as low as possible. In 12 days, God only knows what's going to happen. So, and once I did it, I couldn't cancel it. Like I couldn't go back in and say, hey, I bought $100 worth. Even though you all haven't taken out my checking account yet, I don't want to do it. Let's cancel the transaction. I could not do it. Once you push the confirm button, it is a wrap. So just be careful and read everything before you make a decision like that, because that was a total dumb decision on my part. But if you do a credit or debit card, it's instantaneous. So what you'll do is, I can't show you this part, but if you go on there and you add the account, I can show that part. Let's see. Let me get you that page. You should be able to do it under accounts. I'm sorry, it's not under accounts. It's still under buy and sell. So under the payment method, that's where you're going to actually click on add new account. And that's where you can add a debit card. As you can see, mine is here. Now, when you do it, it's going to take a little bit of time because what happens is it's going to have you put in your information for your credit or debit card. And then it's going to say it needs to verify your identity. It's going to have you take a picture, I believe, of the front and the back of your driver's license, for example. And then once you upload it, it's going to then they're going to send you an email saying, hey, your identity has been verified. You can go back in, add new account, and then add the credit debit card. And with the credit debit card, you can actually purchase the Bitcoin, in this example, instantly. There is no wait. And it'll even tell you under availability, it'll give you the date of instant or when that's going to happen. And that's what you want to do because you want to lock in that rate. So that's really, really, really important. All right, so I'm on the accounts tab now. This is another mistake that I made. All right, I told you earlier that what I should not have done was buying the Bitcoin was no problem. And I showed you all the screen to do that. The issue is that the moment I bought the Bitcoin, I instantly went on bitconnect.com, for example, and, tried to transfer the Bitcoin that I got from Coinbase over to BitConnect. And I've learned that's not the way you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to have a wallet to act as your intermediary, a different wallet. And the wallet that I'm using now after the fact is Exodus. And because of that, what happened is I bought $100 worth of Bitcoin, and then I went to BitConnect, and then I just transferred the $100 over. Well, I was following this guy's video where basically you take $100, and then with the $100 you lend it, and as you lend it you get a daily interest rate. And if you keep getting that daily interest rate every day, as it gets into increments of $10, you can then reinvest the $10. And if you keep doing that, you'll get, what am I trying to say? I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. You'll get to a place where it's just going to keep accumulating. And after like a year or two, you'll have $200,000, depending on how much you invest. $1,000 a down will get you there sooner than 100. It'll take about 2 years. So I was employing that as my strategy. And I bought $100 worth because that's what I saw in the video. And then when I went on Coinbase, I'm sorry, not Coinbase, I went on BitConnect to buy $100 to go ahead and lend. It kept saying it wasn't enough sufficient amount in my wallet. Well, apparently there's transaction fees and things of that nature. So buying $100 wasn't enough. So then I was like, all right, cool, whatever. I'll go ahead and I'll get I'll go back to Coinbase and I'll just add an additional $5 to it, and that should be enough. Well, hell, I did that, and then it wanted like a $16 network fee to transfer the money from Coinbase over to BitConnect. And I was like, dang, $16. So I was like, all right, I'll just go ahead and I'll send 10, 20 more dollars. And every time I kept doing it, it wasn't enough. So that's why you see all these stupid transactions where I just basically donated money. Don't do anything stupid like I did. Like I said, the first transaction was like $116.31. So $16.31 was probably the network fee. And then every time I kept trying to add the $100 on BitConnect, it kept saying not enough. So I bought more for $10, bought another for $10, then 20. And then I was finally able to send 36 over. And then that was enough. What I end up doing to keep you all from going through what I went through is I went online and I Googled like a BitConnect calculator, and I put the amount, and you can't see this right now, this will be in another video, but I went and I found out how much BitConnect I had, not Bitcoin or Coinbase, but BitConnect currency. And I put that into a converter that showed me how much it was in US dollars. And it was like $98.90. And of course, I'm sorry, no, it wasn't. It was, yes, it was $98.10. So I was like $2 or $1.90 off. And that's why I couldn't do the $100 to lend. So of course I was frustrated, and I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything because I'm not going to go back and pay $16 on Coinbase just to pay for $2 just to do this. So what I did was, fortunately, I told myself intuitively, I was like, let me just wait till the next day. Well, I guess the price in Bitcoin increased or something, or the price of BitConnect increased, and I was able to go ahead and lend the $100 with no problem. So I guess it went up in $2 or something of that nature, and I was able to do it. So what I'm suggesting is look for a currency calculator for Bitcoin versus BitConnect or something of that nature, where you can put the total amount of Bitcoin in there to find out how it translates into US dollars and then how it translates into BitConnect. So you'll send the right amount of money over the first time. I saw videos where the guy was like, oh yeah, I just sent I did $105. And I don't know how long ago he did that video, but I think because Bitcoin has gone up in value, the network fee, also the amount that it costs for Bitcoin miners to make sure everything is secure and on the up and up. I'm not going to get into that. You can research it. Bitcoin mining, another source of income. I haven't delved into that yet, but that's just something you can research. It's way more now than it was maybe when that guy did the video. So again, I end up spending way more money than I needed to when I could have got it right the first time and know with the network fee how much I need to send over to at least have $100 worth of BitConnect to go ahead and lend so I can get my daily interest rate. So That's where we are for now. I don't want to make this overly complicated. I just want to stress the importance of security with this, and I also wanted to just kind of walk you through how to use Coinbase and just understand that, you know, some of the issues I went through, because a lot of these videos, if you're looking to get into BitConnect, to lend money to get a daily return on your investment, what a lot of these people who do videos, they don't tell you that you have to go through Coinbase first, or that it's suggested that you go through Coinbase first. So therefore, I had to figure that out on my own. I will get into, in the next video, I will get into either taking your daily interest rate and letting it compound, as I saw in other videos. The way that Team Us is saying to do it is better. And I kind of like this concept, but it's better to have money in your pocket than money on a computer screen. So he was saying that if you take out your daily interest every single day, you will probably end up making more money than doing compounding interest. I have not tried that method yet, so I'm going to keep it completely 100 with you. I have not tried that method yet. I've only kept mine in BitConnect, and I think after 2 days, I'm at $2.44 total of daily interest. So what I think I want to do is just, I want to try it the way I saw it in one video, but I also want to just start taking my daily interest rate out each day and see how do I fare after the end of the 30 days. That's what I want to attempt at doing. I also want to invest in other ICOs, which is a bit more risky, but I'm about making money fast while I can, because the moment the government gets their paws in this, it may be a little bit more difficult for us to make life-changing money. And I don't know about you all, but I'm about life-changing money. So that's the path I'm on right now. But that's it for now. This is IQ, and I hope this video helped. Peace.